What up? Some slime forest for you at the top. Yeah! Happy Thursday, everybody. Oh, my keyboard's locked. There we have it. That's some slime forest for you all. Slime forest. I hope everybody's having a great day. Just doing a little top of the show maintenance here. You know how it goes. Everyone, and click that enter the jungle, except I spelled it wrong. Yeah, baby. Great way to start off a Thursday morning. I hope everyone's doing great. Today we are talking. We're talking about stuff. You know how it goes. Stuff. Tons of stuff. Hope everyone's doing great. Doggo, VW, whoever else is out there. Nice to see you today, this morning. You know. So yeah, lots of stuff has happened this week. I mean, fuck. Between the podcast being weird this week because we moved the day to Tuesday. So like, I feel like I just streamed. It's usually a bigger gap in between here. It's weird. So there's that already throwing me off. But I told Kevin this when we did the show on Tuesday, and it was wild. From Saturday, when I initially did the show, Doc, okay? Because usually it's Saturday, and I'm prepping. I'm either finishing it on Saturday or doing it on Friday, and finishing it then, if I could speak. But anyways, I did it on Saturday, and I said, okay, I'll check it again. I'll check the doc again on Monday before we go live on Tuesday, just to make sure whatever the fuck, you know, if anything cool happens. Well, tons of cool shit happened. I mean, not only, I don't really remember when this Steven Crowder thing unfolded, but I mean, like, people are talking about it now, really. So it's been like the past couple days. The Crowder stuff, the Tucker stuff, the Don Lemon stuff, I guess, if you're into Don Lemon, you know.
Titties.
And, you know, I mean, on top of other things, too. That's just, like, the main big things in my head. I mean, when Tucker and Steven, two people that I talk about as much as anyone else, you know, that hits the Clout route, when they're going down with crazy shit like divorce and firing and yada yada, man, it's like I have to like gather myself to even I had to compose a show, you know what I mean? I'm enjoying it so much that it's like hard to even think about, oh, this is what I want to talk about in the show and everything, because like seeing Crowder cry and bury himself on his marriage has been one of the most funny and enjoyable things. And, I mean, just to see an asshole get his desserts. It happens. It's funny. And then the Tucker thing. Tucker came out with a new little video that Kevin and I are going to have to watch on Sunday, but he's out now. He's not hiding anymore. He's got his hype video out on his Twitter if you want to go check it out. We'll talk about it on that on Sunday. But yeah, today I want to talk a little bit about Crowder, a lot about Crowder. You know, Crowder's got a lot going on right now. And then after Crowdy, if I have some time, if I'm feeling it, if I'm feeling juiced by then, maybe I'll revitalize the fog machine or something halfway through to get me through the next story. I don't know how I want to go about it. We could go Adin Ross and his junk first, where he's just goofing off like a nut job. Or we could go straight into the Crowder thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it rolls as I'm doing this here, but the first thing I really wanted to look at before any of that, before any Crowdy, before any Adin Ross, whatever, I want to talk about the commentary community. Wow, how great is that? The commentary community, always popping off with something. And I woke up tagged in a fucking, it's always a nightmare if I get tagged in a thing that's like 20 other people tagged in. It's either spam, some fuckhead, some bot, idiot, dumbass has me spammed, okay? Or like the last time I got tagged in a fucking mountain of tags was some Sal fucking Pancakes knockoff account, bullshit account. Tag me in a brick of shit and then talks a bunch of fucking garbage. Fuck that guy, by the way. And I don't know. It's somebody. I probably know who runs that account, but anyways. No, I digress. We get tagged in this brick. It's me that gets tagged, obviously, at Route Clout here, along with Maggot Edits, who tunes in sometimes, Shadow Humor, same thing, Aussie Wordsmith, D-Max, Kristen Nark. Some of these people I'm like not happy to be associated with. Kristen Nark, why so demented? Demented's not bad. Shanry's not bad. I mean, some of these people aren't bad. I'm not going to go through it like that, but Empress K, Flatley, Tommy C, Matt Pitt, Beavers, fucking Edwin, Noddle, Dead on Dave. So you can see it here. Tons of people. Willie Mack, whatever. Hujan, huge. Do any of you guys remember my tweet about me talking about vocal people in this community? So I guess I'm vocal people. Well, here's the starting list. It's going to be brutal. Okay. I don't know what this song is, and I don't know if I'll get claimed for it. Okay. This epic song. I'll probably get claimed for it. So I'm not going to let that play. But, Shanry, you got here. The Clout route. What the fuck? He says here, though, the Clout route. So I'm wondering, he tags me at Route Clout, but he says the Clout route. Hujan might have something good, finally, to say about me and Kevin both. Good. It better be good. I hope it's good. What the fuck, dude? It better be good.
Fuck you, Dan.
It's going to be something like that. Hujan's going to make a hit piece on me now. It's coming, guys. We better fucking buckle up, buckaroos. I don't know what he's going to do. No, I don't know. I can't imagine the guy has anything too bad to say about me. 7 likes, brutal. VW says. Hey, no hating. Hey, dude, it's all fun and games. So let's see what you have to say, buddy. Like I said, probably good things. I've been nothing but a nice guy. I am I'm a pleasure to the people of the internet. I almost said I am a pleasurable guy. I am a pleasurable guy.
Titties.
You know what I mean, but there you go. We've been called out. I've been called, probably me, usually it's me that people have a problem with. People like Kevin. I'm the dumbass and the controversial one, apparently, I guess. And I look like the Unabomber when I come into the show, so there you go. Not too long ago, I wanted to get into a chat with PT and CJ and Huge and just hash, all the shit out and just talk shit. Because I think they're all funny in their own right, a little bit. And they'd all do that. Just talk shit on a call. But not everybody was into it, so it is what it is. That's no shame there. I'm not mad about that. But I tell you what, I better not get shit talked, okay? There's enough of that online. It's about time somebody puts their foot down Huge and says, God damn it, those guys over there at the Clout Rod, they are fucking masters of the craft. Truth tellers, they say. Good guys. Let's look at chat. because I guarantee there's somebody telling me I'm full of shit. So might as well check it out. Doggo, nice to see you. VW, hey, Danny gave me the anti-Crowder pill. I hope Candace goes savage on him. I mean, yeah, I have a little bit of what she did in here. It seems like it's going to be an ongoing process because she's like threatening litigation and stuff after what he implies in his video. And it's all implication though. We'll get into it, but it like started with Crowder saw a clip of Candace, and Candace is like implying that he's getting a divorce, but not saying it. And who knows if she knew, maybe she just thought. I don't know what these people do behind the scenes. But then, you know, Crowder shows the clip and uses it kind of out of context and with a different meaning. Like I said, we'll see. And then Candace got pissed about that. And it's just like they're going back and forth with clip after clip after clip, bitching at each other. So we'll see how it goes down. Poland Spring says, hi Poland. I'm anti all politicos. So I guess Crowder and Candace and the Rumble Vengers, Nick Paulo and Brian Callen and Jim Brewer and old Piggly Wiggly. What's the fucking old school Porky Pig, dude? That's who Dave Landau reminds me of. Like, that's all, folks, is what I expect him to say on the Crowder show. Well, we'll talk about him too. Yeah, we'll get into that, dude. All these nut jobs, if you think about it, like I'm just looking at the doc here before we actually get into it. Nick DiPaolo, Brian Callen, Jim Brewer. Listen to this. Some of these guys are nut jobs, like that are associated with Crowder. All of them, everybody that we're about to talk to in the Crowder situation, are all nut jobs. All of them. There's no good people in this situation, but listen. I have some old school clips, you know. We've listened to the I'm a Bob Plowman by Crowder like tons of times, his Black Scent or whatever. But Jim Brewer, who's one of Crowder's co-hosts now, third mics or whatever, listen.
Four-wheel man drive, driving to the left, driving to the right, I'm four-wheel drive man.
This is his stand-up. So that was a good clip I got from his stand-up. And then Brian Callen, one of his other ones.
Cookies. I'm like, you know what? Nah, you can keep your brown discs of death to yourself.
Keep your brown discs of death to yourself, okay? So, both of those idiots. Dave Landau, I mean, Candace Owens even, idiot. But in this case, she spanks Crowder. I mean, we'll get into it. Like I said, I digress. Why are they so passionate about the government? Very weird. Yeah, I mean, it is true, Poland. They are very weird. Everybody's weird. That's for sure. That's the bad Salvo account. He's a prick. Thank you, VW. That fucking... I hate getting tagged in walls of shit because that means that somebody probably doesn't like me. Usually. But huge. We're good, dude. We're good people here. Please don't hate. We need allies here, okay? We're building allies here. I need at least one other online creator that looks upon us favorably and doesn't actually just hate us and call us like pedophiles and shit like Augie and block me on everything like Keem and Nick. All these fuckers, okay? I need some positive relationships here. Come on. Hujan is attention hungry. I mean, moving on. I'm as nice to Hujan as you are to Crowder, VW says. Oh, gosh. Doggo says, Hujan X Danny X curse. I don't like that either. Hujan sees the truth, Danny. He's going to talk about how you treat your wife. Goodness. I don't need any hit pieces, okay? Poland, don't cooperate, okay? You're supposed to be my executive producer. If he asks you for any clips, any out-of-context clips, you fucking run. Run the other way. Seriously. We're going to have problems, Poland. Okay? Don't make me rock the Clout route hierarchy. Get rid of the executive producer position altogether. We won't even have a producer. We'll go off the rails. Don't make me do it. Kevin must be protected at all costs. Now, that is true. I agree with that. I'm a huge John fan, but he is not a fan of me, Poland Springs says, because Poland Springs is Ryan, if you don't remember. Candace has a 10-minute video on her channel covering it. She said she figured it out by digging when Crowder turned against the Daily Wire. Yeah. Basically, I don't know if it gets into it in the clips, but essentially the breakdown is Candace was like sleuthing on Instagram to figure out that he got divorced. She explains it as like, well, I got on Instagram and they weren't following each other, and Steven isn't following any of her family, and she's not following any of his family, so I just came to the conclusion that it must be they got divorced. Of course, they're not following each other on socials. Seriously, okay? Didn't Owens invite the ex-wife to spill tea on her show? Yes, she did, and we might get into that. VW says he likes Landau. That's kind of funny. What does the brown discs of death even refer to? He says cookies. Here, let me play it again. It's kind of quiet, actually. Now that I fuck with it, I need to turn it up. This is one of those sound bites that I haven't used. Poland's gonna nail me for this.
Cookies. I'm like, you know what? Nah, you can keep your brown discs of death to yourself.
He says cookies. Nah, you can keep those brown discs of death to yourself. That's the hot spitting fire, Brian Callen. Not cool. When Steven said he picked wrong, I screamed. Yeah, dude. Steven says some fucked up shit in his video. So, without further ado, I say, let's get into the Steven Crowder of it all. I'm tired of waiting. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Let's fucking nail Crowder to the wall. Fuck this guy, dude. We're going all out, Jerry Springer style. He's going to get fucking... I'm going to throw a chair at this motherfucker. In Minecraft, not really. We're not getting that passionate. I'm not mad at Crowder or anything in this situation. I mean, some of it is pretty hilarious.
That's got to be directly related to the...
He's yelling at me now. Oh, I didn't click pause in time on this clip, but
Doinks?
I just think I'm not mad at Crowder. He's going through a divorce. He's having problems. Obviously, it was showing when he was dealing with all this, going to Rumble and bitching with Crowder and Candace Owens in the first place and blah, blah, blah. I mean, he's had a mess. And you can kind of tell why. He's been divorced the whole time. That's why. If you think back, really, every time that Kevin and I have examined Crowder on the show for the past year, you could say, because we talk about him all the time. He's a nut job. Every time we talk about Crowder could probably be influenced by the fact that he was going through divorce and shit, turmoil with the wife. That sucks. So, typically I'd be like, whatever. If he like put out a tweet and said, I'm getting divorced, I'd probably show it and be like, look, guys, he's getting divorced. He's going to be a fucking Sigma alpha male now or whatever, Andrew Tate style. But no, it wasn't a tweet. It was, all right, guys, before Mug Club starts today, I've got to tell you a lot of stuff. So we'll get into it. But first, I thought this was a cool Crowder clip to open up on because we were talking about Tucker and his relocation and how all that's just happened as well. So Steven's got an answer for that. Steven's talking. He says, I hope Rumble Video is watching # Tucker Carlson. Okay. So let's listen to what he has to say. Now, it was pretty loud earlier, so maybe I turn it down a couple notches.
That's got to be directly related to the lawsuit with the election and Dominion, where they're trying to reduce liability there.
Yes,
that's why they're getting rid of Tucker.
Expect one of the online. It'll either he'll go on his own, which I hope he does, or expect someone to make a huge play, whether it's Daily Wire or Blaze. I would hope that Rumble would be tossing their name in the mix.
So he's like, I'm hoping, hey, Tucker, come over to Rumble, dude. Be a Rumble Venger. I'm sure unlike Dave Landau, Tucker could fit right into the third mic spot there. Well, at least Crowder would let him. But we all know that Tucker has way too much of an ego to bend the knee to someone like Crowder. If he went to Rumble, he'd be doing his own thing. But there you go. Crowder knows. Tucker's going to be out there. I thought that I saw, and I'll have to do more research before Sunday, but I thought that I saw that he signed to some OAN bullshit. That would be hilarious. He's like the new OAN guy. That would kind of solidify OAN as a big network there. I mean, it'd be kind of crazy. Take a shot every time. Danny says, we'll get into it. Challenge level impossible. Okay, we'll get into it then. I like that. Thank you for pointing out. Instead of getting into it, I say, well, we'll get into it when I should just get into it. You know what I mean? Now, how many shots have you taken at this point? So, anyways, you've got him speaking about Tucker and yada yada. And then I thought, when's the last time I talked about Crowder, really? I don't really remember. I kind of had to go back, and it was when, like I was showing you those sound bites, it was when the Rumble Vengers came out, and he announced that Nick DiPaolo and dumbass Callen and Brewer, all these dumbasses were going to be in his harem, as they say. His squad. They're all third mics, though. The second mic is like the dork editor with the glasses. It's wild to me, but there it is. You got the fucking comedians that have more clout than probably Crowder does, and they're all third mics on his show. But anyways, without further ado, instead of me getting everybody drunk by saying we'll get into it or whatever, like VW is trying to criticize me, I'm gonna say it a bunch now. When Steven signed with Rumble recently, like I said, through a divorce this whole time. So when he did this Rumble stunt or whatever and signed and did the whole video with the sign and the check and yada yada, he had a different thing going on. You know, he was just like a YouTube, like Wild West, did his mug club thing, but Rumble like signed him and is now paying him to do a bunch, okay? To be their thing. Well, when he did that, old Dave Landau, his boy, his third mic up to this point, which I went to find out, wildly enough, that Dave Landau used to be co-host or like backup to Anthony Cumia or whatever, that fucking weirdo that Luke and CJ and them are always going on about. So cool, yeah, weirdos all around. But D. Landau, here you go. This is his profile pic. He doesn't have a luscious mullet like that. Dave Landau, he's like fucking weirdo comedian. I'm not going to show any of his stand-up because it would claim all of our shit. Here you go. This is something he would retweet. No dick sucking in the library. So if that gives you a taste of Dave Landau comedy, there you go. But Dave Landau, the boy with the mullet, was he's a comedian, and he was Steven's co-host, essentially. Well, not anymore. Rumble cut him. He got the other guys, all those Rumble Vengers that I showed you. And apparently, according to Dave, not a amicable, not a happy ending there. It was kind of like a run away and now spill the tea kind of thing. Now, if Dave got interviewed by somebody that actually knew what the fuck they were doing, we might get more tea, but these guys are kind of concerned about jerking each other off and doing these little stupid bits in the middle of this show. What's this guy's name? Michael Malice. Have you ever heard of him? Michael Malice? I have seen him before. He's kind of... he definitely gets around. I mean, like I said, I've seen him before, and I think he's like a right-winger, talking head kind of guy. He has his own show. Dave came on, and Dave spills the beans. This is where Dave spills all the beans, okay? So this is Crowder's co-host, Dave, spilling beans about I love that. Spilling beans about how Crowder is, you know, how it was being on a show, yada yada. So if I skip forward here, because God, dude, there's no way I could force y'all to watch a like extended cut of these motherfuckers, because they, like I said, they have a mad jerk off each other fest. Oh, that's hilarious, dude. But they talk about a lot of nasty stuff too. I mean, trigger warnings maybe, because some of this shit is pretty gross. But here, without further ado, look at these knuckleheads. So Dave Landau here, who I don't know if he's in his like dirty apartment or whatever, but he's got that filter on where you can't see what's going on behind him. And then you've got Michael Malice, this dork over here too. So this is cool. I need something like this. Me and Kevin need a setup like this when we do the shout out. That's what I want. I want Kim Jong, whichever one that is in the middle, like saluting or whatever. This is great. We just need to rip this exactly. But anyways, the first clip we'll look at, Dave talks about leaving Louder with Crowder. Okay, let's listen.
We have left Louder with Crowder.
I did. I left a while ago. Yeah, a little while ago. I had left. I think we talked that day a bit. I had jury duty actually when I was going to go back onto the show. They had offered an NDA that I had turned down, and he did give me a nice, going away thing, gift. I don't want to get into it, but it was.
I like that. He'll get into some of the juicy, because like I said, this guy doesn't talk a lot of it out of him. But he'll get into like the juicy tea spilling bits, but when it comes to like how much he gets paid, he's like, well, I won't get into it. They gave me some money going away. I mean, Crowder, he gave me some money going away. I mean, I can't say that he didn't compensate me on the way out. Here, I wanted to watch this till 9:25, so bear with old Dave here. He's got a whole minute longer of what he wants to say about leaving Louder with Crowder.
Was still but they decided not to have me back on. I decided to leave, and I walked from the show. It was a long time coming, about a year now. It was just
so he walked, not fired by Rumble, because this is what I initially thought. I honestly, my first thought when Dave left was he did this bit with Alex Jones where he was like a transsexual something in a prison. It was bad. It was fucked. And they got blocked on YouTube for it, so I couldn't even show it if I wanted to. But I thought after Alex Jones and Dave's fucking dumb bit or whatever, and the transfer to Rumble and all that, I thought Rumble said, nah, not that guy. He sucks. But I guess it was Dave says, fuck this. I'm tired of being mistreated. Now we're going to go into a lot of that. We'll get right into it, or whatever I said.
just through various contract issues, and it's an odd thing because I wanted to address it, and we talked about it a little bit. You made a very good point to me of like I could either bring it up or have my story be told for me.
Yeah.
And I don't. It sucks because I'm never one of those people that wants to go out and kind of. It doesn't feel like narking, you know what I mean? But it's one of those things where
I don't want to tell all of his tales. Tell them.
There were so many people that drew their own.
Tell the fucking tales.
Yeah.
Anthony Cumia show for people that don't know me. I used to be the co-host there.
See, so Anthony Cumia,
to what
not good.
Happened as opposed to
not
what
good,
actually
Dave.
Happened. And I don't want people to think that there's things that went on behind the scenes that didn't.
Yeah. So
So this is him, Dave, coming on this show, not to spill the tea like I want him to. At least he does still a little bit, but not to really spill the tea. He just wants to be like, look, this is how it happened. This is why I left. I don't want anybody to make any kind of fussy, funny business about what went on behind the scenes. I'll tell you why I left and how it went down, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's clearing the air, as they say. Well, if I move on to about 12:30-ish, because all this is like, this is more about Crowder. I want to laugh at Crowder more. But all this is just like funny stuff to laugh about Crowder. This is ammo for laughing at Crowder, because that's what we're doing today. So if I skip forward here a little bit, we can talk about some of Dave's censorship on the show. Now, you'll be kind of surprised what some of the words here Dave can't utter on the show. Utter? Here, let's watch. Oh. I think we're close to it. I think I estimated this guesstimate here as to where to start.
I had been more censored as things went on, where I couldn't, for example, say the word cum.
Okay.
Like ejaculate. I forgot when I made the joke that was offensive or whatever it was.
You could only eat it. You couldn't say it's going to go in your mouth, not come out of your
Now
mouth.
listen to these
Eat
guys.
it with a spoon, or I could say yummy yum yums when referring to it, but I could never actually say.
I could eat it with a fork. I could eat it on a ship.
You see what I mean? Now, if you really put yourself through... Now, I did. I watched this motherfucker all the way through, only to get the tea, only to hear Dave fucking let everything out on Crowder. But this is like the entire show. These two motherfuckers, I mean, obviously this is the cum joke, cum warning, trigger warning for everybody that doesn't like that word. He couldn't say that on Crowder's show. And he's like very offended by that. He's like, I can't say cum. Like, what's the deal here? Which I'm indifferent on the word. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like, ugh. There is a little bit of shock value there. I guess I get why he wants to use it in like his jokes or something. It's all there. That's what they do. They say like the most outrageous thing. So he must have like a cum joke that he's just dying to use and can't because Crowder's censoring him. If you guys didn't know, I change it every episode, okay? I've got these whiteboards over here in the corner. I've got a list of words and things Kevin's just not supposed to go. You know, if somebody criticized me that week, if Tipster made a hit piece, you know, when Huge makes a fucking documentary about how we're the worst podcasters on the planet or whatever, when he finally does it, okay, or he says good things, but when he finally makes the hit piece, you know, that'll be on the board. Don't speak of the hit piece. No hit piece speak. Just like I said, next episode it's going to be no Unabomber speak or whatever. We don't talk about the Unabomber outfit I wore ever again. You know, and I've also got words he can't say. I don't like certain words. I won't even speak of them myself, but they're written on the dry erase board. Now, some days I get over it. Yummy yum yums. I love that. I mean, basically I also write, if you're going to refer to cum on the show, Kevin, it's always yummy yum yums in my tum tums. But yeah, no, I don't have a censor board for Kevin. There's not, I mean, he needs to write, really, honestly, he needs to write me a fucking censor board. There needs to be, hey, Danny, don't go there. Maybe he checks off some of these soundboards. Don't play those ever again. It'd probably be better off if he reeled me in, but I digress. Let's skip forward a little bit here. So no cum talk. What a bummer. I mean, like, how dare Crowder censor him? The next part, and this is the last thing we'll look at in this fucking monstrous podcast, because it's huge. Huge. Like Hugh Jean. Here, they talk about the other thing that Kevin needs to get for me. You know, the other thing that we might steal from Crowder here. The censor board, I need to start writing more notes about what he can and cannot say and put it everywhere so he knows. And we also need to get one of these.
And, you know, it became a little weird because a light was put in.
A light.
It was his rant button.
The rant
and
button.
It was basically a Dave don't talk button.
Wait, so there's literally a
So hold on here. A button that we push. I mean, he could probably like.
Fuck you, Dan.
We've got the fuck you, Dan, Trisha Paytas thing, like, but the effect isn't the same. You know, we've got some soundboard clips. He could get a like "Shut Up, Dan" soundboard clip, but what we need is like a big red light or something that comes on. I want it to be so big and bright that when he does it, it's obvious to everybody else. It's like shining. It's shining, and I just get silent. No more Dan talk. We let Kevin hit the floor. So I need a button, dude. Oh my fucking God, dude. I can't imagine being so wild that you need a butt. Hey, shut up. It's my turn, bitch.
light bulb. What color was the light bulb?
There was 4 lights in a row.
There was
and when
3 lights.
serious. And when it was hit, I wasn't supposed to talk.
Yeah,
and they
shut
said,
up,
Was
Dave.
it like a regular colored light bulb? Or was it like red?
It was like a yellow,
Okay.
a pretty bright yellow, like like yield.
So it's like off camera.
They try really hard. They try really hard. You know, like yield. Ha 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 ha.
Camera, but in your
You
eyes.
see what I mean about like the that's all folks thing? Like, especially here, how he has it all blurred out. Like, somebody could probably crop and edit him into the Looney Tunes thing where he's like, that's all folks. Like, this is Dave Landau for sure.
Eyesight.
Yes, and
And
I
would
was.
he be the one pressing the button, or was there a producer pressing the button?
He would press it.
So like Mr. Burns, like he had a button under his desk or the table, and when it's Steven's turn to talk and Dave needs to shut the F up, he presses this button.
Yes.
How do I?
So there you go. There you go. That would solve all of our problems probably. I'm sure that the Clout route would soar to the moon. We would finally hit that 200 subscriber mark, okay? If we implement the Danny button or whatever, or I don't know what we would call it because it's for me to shut up. Okay? That would be what it would be for. Kevin hit it. The red light shines and Danny shuts up. I mean, I'm sure everyone would love that. And then, like I said, finally that 200 subscriber mark. I need to implement that as soon as possible. Executive producer, put it in the notes. Red light for me. But I know you're all worried about what's happening to Dave here. Dave Landau. Is he washed up now? Is he just doing funny bones and, whatever else he can get into? Yeah, he's still doing that. But weirdly enough, he picked up a friend along the way here with Crowder, okay? Now, another guy that, I can't explain the lore of him to you. I wouldn't dare, because this is a guy that I just don't want to... I'm good on not knowing the lore here, but quarter black Garrett here, okay? Now, your boy, Quarter Black, that's what they call him. And Dave here, they've got a sketch comedy talk show. Woo! Normal World, okay? Normal World coming to you on Blaze TV. I think I've got a tweet here, actually. With a cool little promo picture. It's official. At Dave Landau and myself are now launching a new sketch talk show on the Blaze TV network called Normal World. Release date TBD, Normal World. So there you go. Those fucking... The Crowder rejects now have a show on Blaze. Wow. Who else is on Blaze? It's Blaze TV. That is... what's his nuts? Dave Rubin, our friend Dave Rubin, who likes to dress up like women too. So, I mean, Dave Landau and Dave Rubin will have a lot in common there at Blaze TV. They love to dress up like women, which is cool. Very cool. But without further ado, we'll get into it now or whatever, We're not going to get into it later, like I was saying before. Crowder. He's been
Or
divorced.
dragging their father.
Oh, God. Don't yell at me, okay? Sorry, I pulled up the clip. He yelled at me again. It always happens that way. But, so this was like, he was going to go live, Crowder, with a normal show. But he thought, let's insert this little bit into the beginning. I can't do it any longer. I must talk about it, okay? I must talk about the divorce. The crazy, shitty divorce with my wife, Hillary Crowder, if you didn't know. You know, good-looking lady. Crowder pulled himself a fine lady that finally was like, wow, dude. I mean, maybe the George Floyd clip finally got around to her, and she was like, oh, wow, he actually did that, huh? He let somebody put their knee on his neck. You can see it in the thumbnail. Put their knee on his neck. Interesting. He did a whole experiment episode about it, and he got banned from YouTube about it for a while. Yeah, lovely. But Crowder says, I've got to let everyone know about my divorce before the episode today. So, before I get into that, whatever the phrase was, I really gotta write down the catchphrase or whatever it is. But before I get into any more, without spoiling Crowder's whole charade here, I want to talk to chat a little bit. Let's see. Doggo says, sound like Huge is hungry. I get a little irritated when I'm hungry. Let's order him a pizza. I love that, Doggo. So hats off to you, Doggo, with the jokes here. You should be Crowder's third mic, to be honest. He needs a real comedian out there. Doggo with the fucking heaters there. I can't cooperate with Huge even if I wanted to. He has me blocked on everything. So, Huge, if you see this episode of the show because you heard about me catching wind of your call out, Poland Spring Fluffy Elliott is not Ryan. I've told you this before. And would love if you didn't block her on everything. So there you go. There you go, Poland. Doing it for you. I don't like Crowder's take that his wife shouldn't be allowed to divorce him without his permission. That's so scary. We'll get into that, dude. He says the most fucking outrageous things, dude. I love it so much. I love it. I mean, like, it's people like Crowder and people like, Huge. Well, Huge to a lesser degree. I don't hate everything he says. He's not that big of a... I won't lump Huge in. People like Crowder, people like Tucker. Dude, I don't want them to go away. I don't want Tucker to go away just because he's not on Fox anymore. Actually, because he's not on Fox, I'll probably see him more now. Good for him. I don't want them to go away. I want them to keep saying the dumb, hateful shit and give me something to talk about and say, like, wow, how dumb is that? You know, that's what they're there for. I like that. My wife is allowed to leave me because the law says, and it's not fair. I mean, yeah, this is basically his argument. Take a shot every time Danny says we'll get into it. There it is. We'll get into it. Imagine the government telling you that you have to stay married to Crowder. I mean, for real, dude. He takes up such issues. States should really be able to determine kind of whatever they want to do about marriage, you know. Keep the government out of marriage. You could have did that. You could have just married in front of God and never did the legal thing, right? Oh. Tucker would get more money and views online than on TV. That's damn sure. Good morning, Weird Mustache Guy and chat. Nice to see you, MAGA Edits. MAGA Edits, you really need to get on some of those Jujutsu Kaisen edits or some fucking, what else did I say? Demon Slayer edits, dude. Those got some beautiful art, some blues and reds and popping colors. I love it. Get some of that, dude. I do like your Naruto edits, though. We are, except Danny is a little nervous because Hujan is putting together an expose on him. Danny has lots of secrets. I hope he doesn't find them. VW says, I hate Kumia. Megadeth says, uh-oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, see? See, Huge won't say. It'll be fine. Huge is a nice guy, right? I think Danny is hiding a dark past. Let me think. I'm trying to think here. Just to give everybody, like, give the benefit of the doubt, I guess. To Poland saying, I have a dark past. I'm trying to think. What have I done? I've done some dark things. Should I spill the tea? This isn't tea. H2O. This is water, not tea. But if I were to spill some tea, let's think. Some of the most dastardly things I've done. When I was a high school ager, I mean, we're talking fucking, I don't even want to say how many years it's been. Decades. When I was in high school, one time we almost ran from the police when they tried to pull us over down the wrong way on a one-way street with my buddy. I wasn't driving. Couldn't. I didn't have a license, but neither did he. We tried to run away. We thought about running away, but then we ended up not only in the back of a police cruiser, we also ended up in my buddy's, what are they called? Scrapbook, because his stepdad was there laughing and saying, ha ha ha, I got these for the scrapbook, and taking pictures of us in the back seat of this police car. So there you go. There's some dark past. Let me think. Do I have any other dark past police encounters? Ooh, gosh. Ooh, gosh. What are some of the most dastardly things I've ever done to anybody? I mean, one time I threw a pumpkin through a window. That's as far as I'll go in description because we don't want anybody finding me. Okay? One time I threw a pumpkin through a window. Was it your window? Good luck finding the dark past. I got married when I was 25. That's some dark past. I went wild. There were like fucking from 18 to like 20. I had like 2 years where I went buck. Maybe it was 21. Buck wild, baby. You don't even know. I had 3 years, 2 years maybe of some. That's where my college days are my dark past. You find some of those secrets, who knows what I did in college? Who fucking knows? I dressed up in a Green Man outfit one time. I don't even want to tell you what happened then. You got to research. You won't find anything. Let's see. Michael Malice is genuinely an anarchist, I think. Well, Michael Malice, he looks like he used to be an actor or something? I'd have to look into it, but he just reminds me of somebody. Yummy yum yums when we refer to reefer and cum. Poland says cover the hit piece. Well, whenever the hit piece comes out, I'll cover the hit piece. Kevin says you can put it on the board. Well, I'll put it on the board, dude. Come join me on the fence, Danny. I might have to, Kevin. Put bathroom breaks on the board. Uh-oh. Clout alarm. Come. Damn, dude. I hope nobody fucking clips out some of these sound bites. Like, come. Let's see. Danny is unemployed. Danny's unemployed. Yeah, we can go with that. I like that. I'm a desk jockey by day. I do online training and videos for a saw tech company. Kevin works at like Office Space. Okay, it's like that kind of situation. And one of these days, okay, Kevin's gonna grab that fucking printer and he's gonna take it out to the fucking front lot, okay? And he's gonna take the fucking hammer and smash that bitch. And he's gonna really stick it to the man, okay? That's the kind of person Kevin is. Don't kill yourself, guys. In Minecraft or whatever. I shouldn't have read that so fast. Oh, gosh. Guys, we've got a lot of people speculating on my job here. And then I've got the Devin Perry show down here at the bottom saying, I know your secrets. Now we're getting a little too close to home, guys, okay? I don't need Kevin and Devin. Kevin and Devin in the chat need to fucking chill out, okay? We don't need these crazy people online knowing all my secrets. We do, however, need to get into Steven Crowder's craziness and all of his secrets, because they're no longer secrets. He lets them out right here. Okay, so like I said, we've got Mr. Steven Crowder. I've got my friend Devin here. I want him to hear this if he hasn't. This is my man Steven Crowder, who we're about to watch his black scent.
I'm on black. Clout, man. I'm gonna plant that corn. Go get a John Deere. Barack Obama, mother. I'm the president of
Plowing that ass. What do you think about that? Okay, now keep that clip in mind here. The president of plowing that ass, when you know how adamantly he had that and said that, and we're gonna watch him quiver and fold like a little fucking squirmy freak here, explaining all of his weirdness. Okay, so let's get right into it. I don't think I even have it broken down into clips. Like, he's got a good chunk here right at the beginning of his show that is just continually embarrassing. I don't even think we have to wait very long.
Hey, we'll be on with your regular programming, and Nick DiPaolo in third chair in a little bit, but needed to take a moment here to address some issues out there that are circulating. It's never fun, but well, I guess let me be clear here. I have been living with a proverbial boot on my neck for going on years now.
Proverbial boot on his neck going on years now. Now think about it. When did the George Floyd thing happen? It was his little video had to be in 2020, right? Because that's when George Floyd passed away. Rest in peace. So his dumb video, Crowder's, that he did had to be in 2020. That was a knee on his neck, and he didn't have a problem with it. Okay? Crowder actually went out, did the stream, like I said, you can see it on the thumbnail, where he pretended to be George Floyd and see if the knee on his neck would really kill him, okay? And he did it, and he said, wow, the knee on the neck, not that big of a deal. Actually pretty cool. I can do this all day. The knee on the neck's cool. But he's had a boot on his throat or whatever, okay.
Since 2021, I've been living through what has increasingly been a horrendous divorce. Now, let me say on the outset, to be clear, there is no infidelity, any kind of physical abuse at all on either side.
Let me be clear. Let me get out of the way. I got this gun on my table, okay? Let me be clear. No abuse. No infidelity. I did not cheat on my wife. She didn't cheat on me. All above board. She just hates my guts because I'm an asshole online about everything.
And no, this was not
I'll like it.
My choice. My then wife decided that she didn't want to be married anymore.
Okay, now, I want to say this before he gets into it. And I've got to pause this up sometimes because you know how it is on YouTube. They fucking claim the fuck out of me. Crowder's dying for any kind of dimes of money he can get. The way this guy refers to marriage from here on out, this is the embarrassing stuff. This is the crazy stuff. The way that, and you can kind of already tell by the way he said, like, my wife decided that we're no longer going to be married anymore. You can already feel the vibes, the way he speaks about marriage here.
And in the state of Texas, that is completely permitted.
It's permitted for her to not want to be married to me anymore.
What I consider to be my deepest personal failure, and just so you know, my opinions on parenting and families have not changed. I've always believed that children need a mom and a dad, that divorce is horrible.
You fucked up.
And I still believe that children need a mom and a dad and that divorce is horrible.
You fucked up, Crowder. You fucked up, dude. What are you going to do now? What are you going to do? Your whole thing, okay? Your whole thing's crumbled. What about the platonic family, mom and dad, blah, blah, blah? Are you going to... This is the interesting thing going forward with Crowder. Is he going to be alpha male, Tate energy, you know, fucking, yeah, fucking, here's my guns and shit, and now I've got fucking, I'm working out even harder, and my fucking arms are inflated out the fuck. Is he going to lean into that, or is he going to remain the good man in God's eyes and find himself a new suitor. I don't know. We'll see. A new partner.
But in today's legal system, my beliefs don't matter. In Texas, divorce is permitted when one party wants it, period.
Now, you will be like, you hear this. Divorce is permitted when one party wants it, period. And you're probably wondering, permitted by one person wants to get a divorce. Okay. And the law will permit them to get a divorce just if okay. It makes sense, right? Yeah, Crowder. He has a problem with this. No. Okay. Both people, you get in a marriage, okay? You sign a contract, okay? And two people do it, okay? And two people go in, two people go out, okay? If I don't want you to fucking leave, you ain't fucking leaving. Don't forget that.
So for well over a year, in the best interest as well as physical safety of my children, we've decided to keep this issue private and to...
He'll do this a lot too. Physical safety of his children. Like they're under some kind of harm because he's getting a divorce? I'm so confused by how he references his children way too much for the sympathy ploy or whatever, but this shit is wild.
To resolve it privately with the appropriate attorneys, what have you, legal jargon. And all this, one thing I want to be really clear about is certain. True north here is that my children are blameless.
True north here, it's not the kid's fault, okay? It's not the kid's fault. Don't blame the kids. Why would you blame the kids?
Completely without fault. And so we decided to resolve these issues privately, as it's in their best interests, both emotionally and physically, to do so.
By the way, these are twins that he had, I think, last year. So he's talking about their physical and emotional damage
now,
that they might suffer from a divorce.
And this is something that I've kept private for likely far too long. Many other people knew about this behind the scenes.
Okay, so he says a lot of people knew he was getting a divorce, okay? A lot of people knew he was getting a divorce. A lot of people knew behind the scenes. So, okay. If a lot of people knew, then we think about what Candace said before. I think we watched it on the show even before. She speculated when around the time when he was doing the Rumble and the Daily Wire beef and yada yada. He's got something going on, guys. He's got something going on, she said, There's probably something going on in his personal life, blah, blah, blah. So when she said that and then he says this, I think, oh, well, she knew somehow. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see what Crowder says.
Some, not all, but some of them in positions of power, influence, leverage, knew of this. They also knew that the safety of my children included keeping it private. So if you're familiar with the idea of a...
So again, I don't know what his concept is of divorce really here. It's very strange to me. He keeps saying, in the safety of my children. It's like, dude, you live in the land of divorce. We're in the fucking United States of America, dude. People are getting divorced. Look at the fucking divorce rates. Most of the time, I mean, you don't want to get divorced, okay? I'll never get a divorce because she isn't allowed. But, divorce is bad, but it happens to people. I mean, it's a regular occurrence across the United States here, Crowder. No one is going to come for your, no one's going to harm your children because you and your wife separate. Maybe they go through some turmoil because it's split parents, but you're rich, bro. That makes a big difference. You're rich, Crowder. You can make a lot of things happen. You can make a lot of things happen for your kids, okay? You can make them safe. You don't really have to keep saying that they're going to be in some kind of physical harm when you get a divorce, dude. Who's going to hurt your kid?
Extortion, then you know the feeling well. Now, some of these threats were so thinly veiled that I'm frankly surprised you didn't all guess immediately.
Check it out, dude. You see who this is. So, thinly veiled threats.
Steven has a lot going on. That's the best way to say it. He has a lot going on, and that should be clear because people don't do stuff like this if there's not a lot going on in their life.
Screaming for
I
help.
would like to implore
He's screaming
my
for
audience and everybody that isn't paying attention to this situation not to condemn him, but to pray for him.
So you heard it. Pray for Crowder, dude. Going through divorce is tough, okay? Going through divorce is tough. I'm going to pray for you, Crowder. What? Do I have a... Man, I need to really get on. I need a clip, a soundbite that really, like, is like a pray for you.
Bruh. Titties.
Like, I don't have anything to that sort, but I like that. I like that idea. I like that concept. Like, we should all pray for Crowder and his turmoil and his tough divorce here.
Sometimes people need a prayer. Sometimes people need a scripture. You know, Stephen purports to be a Christian. I am unsure at this moment if it is my place to say more than that. You know, maybe if I feel in further defense, something should be said, or maybe if I feel that the
She's talking like she knows that he's divorced as fuck.
public has a right to understand certain circumstances.
So she's talking like she knows he's divorced or whatever, or getting divorced. Yeah, I can kind of tell that. You can kind of get that if you know. But I heard this clip months ago. I mean, I think me and Kevin, maybe even at the time, might have said that. You know, somebody should roll the clip back and find when we talked about this initial Candace Owens clip. That would have to be me, probably. But, yeah, like, I guess you could make that inference there, but he says this is a thinly veiled threat. Like, she's going to be like, you know, I know, and if you don't shut the fuck up about the Daily Wire, I'm going to start telling people that you're divorced.
All my children have a right to privacy.
What the
Now,
fuck?
some other
What the fuck? Your children are fine.
issues have been, or I should say, inferences have been more pernicious behind the scenes with
He's so flamboyant with his language. Pernicious.
demands
Some of them have
and
been more
threats to use
pernicious.
this information that they believe would be so publicly embarrassing to me and my wife at a difficult time that it could be used, knowingly putting my children in harm's way. So
why does he keep thinking that if he gets embarrassed on... Look, Crowder, I don't want anything to do with your children. Your children are the furthest thing from my mind if you stop bringing them the fuck up. Quit talking about them, dude. Nobody wants to do anything. You're giving people ideas almost. That's probably what you're doing more than anything. Like, oh, he's really got a problem with me coming for his kids. That'd be the best way to get at him, huh? No, Crowder, no one, especially me, is not interested in your children. I hope they are safe at all times. You, however, talking about your divorce, you know, I can rag on you and make fun of you, and I'm not trying to threaten your children's livelihood, okay? Even if Candace, his theoretical world, Candace comes out and says, actually, Crowder's getting a divorce before he does. Actually, he's getting divorced. That's why he's acting like this. He's a piece of shit because he's getting a divorce. Then even the repercussions of that, her saying that before he did, and how his fans would react, or people, or the news. His kid, nobody's coming after his kids still. They're not implicated in anything. No one said anything about the kids. Crowder, chill out about the kids.
to those self-styled Christians, conservatives, and allies, well, not in my book. Now, if you find yourself, I don't want to get into details, so this is going to likely be the only time I have to address this or want to address this. If you're asking yourself, hey, did X person or did Y person know? The answer is likely yes.
So it's like, if you have any kind of inkling that any of these people knew about my divorce, yeah, they probably did. I was telling everybody behind the scenes, okay? And I told them, I don't got this strap for nothing, okay? Don't tell anybody. You better not be telling anybody my secret here, Candace. I don't got this thing. I don't got this fucking... You see this, Candace? I don't got this piece on the corner of my desk here for nothing, all right? He's such a fuck. Let's keep going.
Which will be made alarmingly clear as this process of discovery continues. And it also, by the way, makes me that much more appreciative of those who did know about this and in understanding the best interests of my family, my children, kept their word and used discretion. I can't thank you enough. Sincerely.
So thank you for not spilling all my secrets, guys. I know everybody knew. I told everybody. Thank you for taking my threats seriously. I will. I do have a gun. Let's look at chat. And then I think we'll look at some of the Candace tea. Because Candace, Candace spoke on Crowder before and what he was watching here because of his controversy with the Daily Wire. So she felt inclined to speak about it, whatever. She works there. But now her interaction with Crowder is a different vibe because she's not trying to feel empathy for him being crazy. She's like, oh, this dude's accusing me of some shit that ain't real. And she's going for the throat this time. She's not playing around, as they say. Let's see here. What does chat have to say? Now I need to watch Office Space. Well, there you go, Kev. Good movie recommendation to anybody that hasn't seen it or hasn't seen it for a while. Love Office Space. I haven't seen it in fucking years, so. Children still have parents after divorce unless you're a shitty parent and never visit your fucking kids. So, yeah. It's like he acts like, again, it's this old school Bible thumping mentality here. This old school shit where it's like, no, there's no conceivable way to get a divorce. If you get a divorce, that means you married wrong, picked wrong or whatever, like Crowder said. Like, what? You're a freak, dude. You're a freak. Your white Hillary Crowder picked wrong, dude. Hillary Crowder picked wrong because she fucking picked a nut job and she finally realized, once you stopped going to college campuses and being cute and getting minds changed and everything and started going off unhinged with fucking George Floyd sketches and dressing up like women and putting a gun on the end of your fucking desk on live. And she's like, all right, I'm out. And then you got rid of Dave and she's like, well, I'm glad I'm out, dude. And actually, Dave, Hillary Crowder saying, Dave, hit me up. Let's see. Vault Wanderer says, I love that Candace called this entire segment acting. I mean, you could argue that all of Crowder is acting. You know what I mean? This motherfucker would never use a piece. He's scared. He wouldn't shoot anyone. He's scared. He fucking sit here in his fucking tower with this fucking Rumble fucking dildo over there that he can stick up his ass. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? We'll see. Let's just force her to stay. She can't back out. We made a deal. I mean, that's the vibe. It's like, this is like some old school medieval contract shit that he wants to get into. He's like, we're going to cut our fingers, touch each other. It's like a blood oath. If you fucking break this shit, not only are you just dead, actually. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to RIP in Minecraft your ass because guess what? You broke a promise. Damn you. The government should fucking force your ass into a cell now. Unless you want to stay with me, that is. Then it's fine. We're all good. Don't even say anything ever again. Candace, Crowder must be going through something bad to turn down $50 million. Crowder, she's threatening my kids. See, yeah, the line of thinking is like just wild here. It's fucking very extreme. Crowder's nuts. Why would you want to stay married to someone who wants to divorce you? LOL. Does he feel awkward in his own home? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? Is like, you know, if they want a divorce, I think you're kind of, it's over, buddy. Like, people, you know, there are people out there that have been divorced and then get back together later. That's a thing. I wish that for Crowder. I wish that for Crowder. Actually, no. What I wish is that Crowder's wife goes on Candace Owens' show and talks more tea. Should I feel bad about that? I'm surprised you didn't all just guess immediately. So he admitted that no one knew. He outed it himself. And he outed it himself. Yeah. Vault Wanderer's got a point here. Like, he admitted no one knew and he outed it himself. Now, I don't know if he's necessarily saying that. I think he knows some people knew that we're going to keep it secret. So there were some people that did know. But for the most part, the viewer, the regular person, you know, somebody that's just watching, definitely didn't know. And he outed himself. Yeah, he let the cat out the bag. He keeps bringing up kids to be a victim. I mean, that's a good way to do it. Go over the full 10-minute segment on Candace. Actually, okay, so Vault, if you send me the... Actually, let's see here. Vault, DM me the full link if you want to, the full 10 minutes or whatever. We'll look at it. Because I only have like bits and pieces of what she actually said here. I want to get into some of it. So, yeah, hectic divorce for him. Candace Owens snaps back on Twitter after Crowder accuses her. So there's some Twitter beef here that I have, which is interesting. And then I have some clips. Hopefully, maybe I'll get that full 10 minutes and we'll just go through it, and then I'll get out of your hair here this morning. But that would be funny because I do love Candace. She does pop off. I got the good bits, though, I think. Here we have Steven Crowder accusing me of extortion is so patently insane that it honestly makes me question how there are still people who cannot see how thoroughly undone he has become. He's a divorced loser now, Candace. Yes, he's undone, okay? This is not stable behavior. He is a man on a spiral, outright bizarre and concerning. So this is just from that bit. She's reacting to his bit where he's like, thinly veiled threat here, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what the fuck? What the fuck, bitch? Doggo, Jerry Springer just passed away an hour ago. You're fucking kidding me. You're no shot, Doggo, that you're telling me that. Because I'm pretty sure that I put some kind of Jerry Springer ass thing. Rest in peace, if that's true. You better not be lying to me. That's fucked, dude. I've been feeling Jerry Springer vibes for like the morning. For all morning, I've been feeling Jerry Springer vibes. I'm freaked out now on live. You guys got me in a moment. I'm freaked out a little bit. I got goose pimples, eagle bumps. I'm freaking out a little bit, dude. I've been thinking about Jerry Springer, and now he's fucking just passed away an hour ago. I hope it's not real. Okay? Hope it's fake. Hope you're trolling me. But if it is real, I'm feeling like I've got some... It's about to be the ghost route or something. I've got some, like, other dimensional vibes here, okay? The goose pimple radar. Doggo says, I'm not, unfortunately. Man, that is so wild. Jerry Springer, R.I.P., dude, on the live. Devin Perry says, I hope Crowder's ex-wife ends up with Chris from Mr. Beast. Hey, now, I like that. Okay, Chris from Mr. Beast. I don't know how Chris, I know that Chris is, like, physically transitioning into a female, but Chris accepts... you know, any kind of pronouns or whatever there. So I don't know. I might fumble my language here, but if Chris likes the women, Hillary Crowder Not a bad looking piece, Chris. That's all I'm saying. You could do worse. And in that divorce, Hillary's going to be, I mean, that's what Crowder's the most mad about is how much he's going to lose in the divorce. I mean, Hillary's coming for half, baby. Fucking wild. Let's see. Devin says it's facts. Mount Rushmore, Ohio legend. For sure, dude. Rest in peace. Jerry. Wow, dude. Wow. I'm shocked. I'm fucking shocked and I'm appalled here. So, V-Dubs.
So first up, let's talk about...
Successfully sent me the Candace Owens bad actor thing. We'll look at that. I want to go down through some more of these texts, though, here. If you're going to use your children as human shields to block people from further digging into your divorce, please do so without inserting me into the narrative. At Crowder. And this is like a thread. She goes off. To remind people, the video Steven used in his show was of me responding to Steven's first set of bizarre attacks against the Daily Wire. Yeah, that was when he was saying, like, fuck Daily Wire. I rep Rumble. Rumble's the shit. They even gave me a thing to stick up my ass, a butt plug that I set on my desk. Steven is not the victim. He never was the victim. He's just a bad person who continues to burn a lot of people. And then you've got Def Noodles here and saying, been waiting for this circus for a minute. And he's got a point there, dude. Like, Candace Owens v. Crowder is one of the best things you can envision. I mean, they're both like, Crowder's honestly emasculated in this whole divorce thing. He's more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? He's more of a loser. He's more of a loser. He just doesn't have the energy right now that I'm feeling with Candace here. So I guess we'll go through these 10 minutes and then I'll get the hell out of here. It'll be a fun time here. Because I didn't expect to go through her whole video, but Candace is just so fucking catty that it's like, you can't deny. She is a force to be reckoned with on the internet, even though I hate everything she says and she's a nut job. Chris still gets mad dussy, Devin says. Now, dussy, dude. Hope nobody knows what my dussy looks like. What's a dussy? A dick put... Okay.
Steven Crowder, a lot of you guys have probably seen his live stream this morning where he brings me up. So we're going to have to respond to that, obviously, because he makes some pretty heavy implications and insinuations in his video that are so patently false that it's shocking to me that a man with his following would be stupid enough to put this onto a platform.
So you saw what she's talking about. We just watched most of it. Stupid enough to put that out there to say that... to dare say anything like that. Oh my God, I love this. She's just so fucking... This motherfucker right here... This motherfucker think I'm about to go out to the tracks and find my 9 and fucking tell this motherfucker what's up. She's so pissed.
So let's first back this up in case you don't know who Steven Crowder is. It's totally plausible. He sort of lives on the internet. Steven Crowder is somebody who has a show called Louder with Crowder who had something very terrible happen to him at the end.
Are we cool with Louder with Crowder? Is that like good? Does anybody like Is Louder with Crowder? Did he successfully pull a good name? I think he did, honestly. I'll give that to him. Louder with Crowder is a good name. Just like Clout and the Clout route. You know, I like the some people from foreign countries and different languages and dialects say route. It is not route, it's route. You're saying it wrong. Because if you say it's the Clout route, then it doesn't even make sense anymore, okay? You've got to have, like, my hillbilly dialect route. Everybody spells it wrong, too. Clout doesn't have an E on it. Somebody needs to go back to elementary school where they teach you how to spell clout, okay? At least that's where I learned, because that word definitely existed when I was in first grade, clout. That was actually the first word I learned how to spell. That accent was a little racist, Danny. She doesn't talk like that. I might have turned on something that I shouldn't have turned on in that accent. You might be right in that, executive producer. Write that one down as a hit on this episode.
the end of last year. The Daily Wire came to him with a $50 million term sheet. He was offered $50 million. I know, horrible, terrible. He was so upset by this that he...
Horrible, terrible. We offered him 50. He didn't take it.
He then decided to do a video in which he calls out essentially all of the Daily Wire hosts, myself included, for accepting slave-like contracts. These were the very heavy implications of that video that we needed to his followers.
Slave-like contracts? I didn't hear anything like that
needed
ever.
To stop Big Con, talking about how we are all existing and we're kowtowing. And of course, we responded forcefully to this because it's simply not true. The idea that I'm somehow in bed with big tech or that I'm dishonest in what I do simply because...
Excuse me? Candace Owens doesn't get in bed with big tech, okay? Big tech, dude. She's Daily Wire till she dies.
We didn't accept, I guess, his counter offer to the $50 million contract is pointedly ridiculous. Now, why are we talking about him again? Well, when in closing back in January, I essentially said that we were no longer going to talk about Steven Crowder, and I instead offered that people should pray for him because obviously when a man does something like that, he is broken. You don't do something.
You don't get a divorce. You don't talk shit about your friends online. You don't do any of that. You don't take a bunch of money from Rumble. You know, you don't do that kind of thing unless you're just a corrupt and destroyed person inside.
Something like that to your friends unless there was something going on in your personal life.
I wonder how friendly Crowder actually thought he was with Candace Owens. She's making a lot of assumptions here, like, oh, me and Crowder, we were tight. It didn't seem like it to me.
Well, Steven Crowder announced this morning that he is going through a divorce, and I want to show you bits of that video.
Pray for him, because we're not going to watch bits of that video. We're going to completely skip all the Crowder bits. I mean, she even watches her bit. That's kind of funny. Here, we'll watch right after she finishes her Crowders. Let's see what she has to say.
Watches his show. How do you not see that he is so obviously acting and that he is a very bad actor? Do you feel
right
bad
here? That's what I love.
That? When he says, if you're familiar with the idea of extortion, well, if you're
familiar with the idea of extortion, the whole thing's an act, Crowder. She's caught you.
Are familiar with the idea of extortion, you should realize that video that he just showed of me wasn't that. Nobody threatened him. Nobody made demands behind closed.
Okay, Candace, he said, thinly veiled threat. You know, it was veiled thinly.
Those doors. His insinuation that I knew about his divorce before he decided to attack the Daily Wire is a pointed lie. Let me tell you what actually went on behind the scenes.
Uh-oh. So she didn't know, she's saying. I did not know he was getting divorced, even though it sounded kind of like it.
Steven Crowder on election night was our friend. He was on the backstage with all of us, laughing, having a great time. He even sent me a retrospectively very flirty message thereafter on Instagram about how nice I looked on election night, even though I didn't respond to it.
She's spilling tea there. So Crowder's hitting her up on election night and saying, damn, girl, you looking good. Shit. I can imagine Crowder hitting her up. It was probably like 3 a.m. and he's like, you up, girl? Because I know you out there somewhere. This is election night and I know you're looking for some Crowder.
Thereafter, obviously, he attacked the Daily Wire. He decided to record his friend, Jeremy Boring, and to release the recording out of context to make...
So I think we watched it on the show, but there was a point where when Crowder was talking about the Daily Wire back and forth and him going to Rumble instead and blah, 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 that he released the phone call he had with Jeremy Boring, the guy that runs the Daily Wire. That's what she's referencing here. I think we might have watched that on the show. That would be one you would have to reach back in the archives and see when we talked about that.
It seemed like Jeremy Boring knows that he's employing all of us like we're slaves, right? This is what Steven Crowder did. We had a right to respond forcefully to all of his claims. We all did that on our different platforms. And
she's right, too. Every single fucking one of them made a Crowder video. Hypothetically speaking, fucking Crowder can suck my balls.
Then I said
You
to
know Ben Shapiro made a video.
myself, just sitting there one day, why is he doing this? It's a very simple question and an obvious question that any person would ask. This is not normal behavior. It's very erratic to go from being friends with somebody, being with them on election night, laughing, having a great time, to suddenly wanting to ruin their entire company and launching Stop Big Con. It's bizarre.
So launching Stop Big Con, which is what he called what they were doing to him, and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know what she's really talking about here. In the commentary trenches, like the shit that I dip my toes into online, dude, one day you'll be golden boy, and the next day they will fucking bite your head off. I think it's pretty typical in these online communities. It's a thing that they do. The left talks about it all the time with their fucking culture war bullshit. It's that they eat each other alive. Candace is doing it here. It's like, shows a little bit of weakness. Crowder, she's eating him alive. Like, that's what everybody does. It's fucking clickbait, clickable drama online. Eating them alive. Let's look at some chat here. Crowder was just trying to line up a second wife, Poland says. Ooh, hey girl, you were looking good on election night. Do you think Crowder does black scent when hitting on Candace? Hey girl, I'm gonna buy a plow, Candace. That is what he said to Candace that night. He said, I'm the president of plowing that ass, Candace. What do you think? I don't think anything makes Candace drier than a black man's voice. Yeah, that's how she goes for people like Crowder. You're right. That's how she... Yep. Yeah. Devin's got the good read. Doggo says, I learned last night the girl who played Matilda is Ben Shapiro's cousin. That sucks. Hopefully she gets some cash from that. But let's listen to more Candace here.
Bizarre behavior. I turned to my husband and I said, where's his wife in all of this? Isn't she just supposedly a Christian? I'm just thinking about the way that I talk about everything in my life with my husband. Every night I'm talking to him about what's going on at work.
So there's some world she lives in where she thinks that, okay, Steven's acting like a nut job. He's being a dickhead to me. His wife is a Christian, right? Like, why the fuck would his wife let Steven act like an asshole to me? You know, I know, let's put aside that he like talks shit about everyone online always and forever. We're talking about me here, and I cannot believe, me being Candace, I cannot believe that Hillary, the nice Christian wife of Crowder here, would not tell him, like, look, we're good Christian God-fearing people. Don't abuse your friends like Candace like this.
I thought to myself, where is Hillary Crowder in all of this? How did she not tell him not to do something this vicious and this disgusting? And then I said to my husband, I bet they're not even together. I logged on to Instagram and I found Hillary Crowder's Instagram account and I looked to see, and it turned...
So this is her tea. This is her... I was kind of talking about it earlier. This is her digging and finding, oh, okay. And when I hear her explain this, like she said, she went on Instagram or whatever. I knocked something over. Uh-oh. When she went on Instagram and found, oh, well, Hillary isn't friends with him and his family, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, who does this? Candace, come on. Like, don't you have, I mean, like, okay, I know some people who do this kind of thing. I mean, I know some people that have a lot of time on their hands. But Candace doesn't strike me as somebody... I'm scared of what I knocked over. Candace doesn't strike me as... I lost my train of thought, but, you know, that's what happens when you knock over a fucking bottle or something, and I'm fucking looking all over the place, so bear with me there. Candace, dude. Candace. Get me back on track, Candace. I forgot what you said.
Turned out that she didn't follow Steven Crowder, and that Steven Crowder didn't follow...
Right. Candace... Here, that little segment got me back on track. Yeah, Candace going online, she doesn't strike me as somebody that has a lot of time on her hands if she's got these shows every day. I mean, come on, she's got the time on her hands to go on Instagram, go, who's friends with who, this and that.
Her. He didn't follow anybody in her family, and she wasn't following anybody in his family. That was my aha moment. Clearly, there was some sort of a separation. Now, this might sound like crazy CIA stuff, women stuff. It's exactly what happened. I then spoke to Jeremy at the Daily.
Wow, she's self-aware at least. This might sound like crazy CIA stuff. It don't sound like CIA stuff. It sounds like I said, somebody got too much time on their hands to be searching on Instagram who's friends with who.
And I said, do you think that him and his wife are potentially separated? And he said, no. Obviously, it's his friend. He would have known whether or not they were separated, except he didn't. He actually had no idea if they were separated either.
No shit.
Finally, we decided in conclusion, Jeremy advised that we just stay out of it, that this is actually not our business, but
yeah. It's actually not our business, huh? That's a thought there. Maybe you should have just stayed out of it, Candace, but hell no, dude. You don't ever accuse Candace of extortion, thinly veiled threats.
At least it actually felt good to learn that he was going through something privately, because it assigned some reason for something that he did that was so horrific and so irrational to his.
She really thinks that him just making this little hit piece that he did against Jeremy and talking about her a little bit, blah, blah, is like horrific. They do this stuff to people on a weekly basis. Literally, this is what they do. They find people online to attack like they're doing to each other right now. They do it on the regular, but when it happens, oh, you're doing it to your own kind. Oh, I'm a Republican like you, dude. Why are you coming at me like this? It's horrific. It's like, this is what you do on the regular, bitch.
Friends. And finally, we said, okay, this is a broken man. This is what I was thinking. This is a broken man who is on some sort of a spiral. It is likely his divorce that led to this moment. He's acting erratic. He's acting panicked.
The only way that Crowder would ever call me an asshole is if he got a divorce. Because other than that, I mean, he's got to be in clear mind.
And this at least gives us some sort of an excuse for why he behaved this way. That's it. That's the big scary story. I then went onto my platform and I said, pray for Steven Crowder, honestly, because that's what he needs. He needs a prayer.
You're right. Pray for Steven Crowder. Everybody, take a moment. Okay. Pray for me and anything I've knocked over and spilled during this podcast and ruined. I'm surprised that my whole office hasn't caught on fire yet. And pray for Crowder and his family and his divorce.
And apparently, nobody's answering those prayers right now because he's still acting erratic. He's now upping the ante and suggesting that I extorted him. Yeah. I will not take that lightly, okay?
She's about to go ham here.
Not Hillary Crowder. I am not anybody in his family. I am not going to take somebody going onto his platform and alleging that I either harassed, threatened, or did anything that would put his children at risk. That is very serious stuff that he is saying. And
now, I agree with her there, because Crowder consistently was like, my kids are in danger. My kids, you're threatening my kids. He said it fucking how many times when we were watching that? So she's right. Like, it is kind of weird that he kept saying, hey, these people are trying to go after my kids. And Candace is one of the people he was pointing fingers at. It's like, yeah, well, I don't think she was coming for your kids, bro. That's a good point, Candace, for once. And I think maybe this is kind of what VW was talking about when he said Candace was based here. I think for once, Candace has a good point. Like, why did you keep bringing up your kids, you weirdo?
And so what I did this morning after this clip was sent to me is I contacted a defamation lawyer, and I am sending Steven Crowder a cease and desist. And I'm going to demand a full-throated retraction to the idea that Candace Owens...
She wants a full fucking throat. She wants Crowder's full throat for her big old black dick.
...threatened him or extorted him. And not that I simply...
I didn't threaten
math.
or
1
extort.
1 = 2. A crazy man doing these sorts of things to his friends obviously means that something is going on personally.
So there you go. I mean, I don't think we need to watch more of Candace's tirade here. I think we'll get into some of this Adin Ross shit too while I'm here and just look at it. But yeah, I mean, hopefully more unfolds from this. I am getting lawyers and they are sending cease and desist. So we'll see how Crowder takes that. We'll see if they shut up from here on out and just don't talk about it no more, or if they get their shit together like I need to. I don't know. We'll see. I love it. There's nothing better. See, like, this is kind of how I wish the Tucker thing went down. I kind of wish that, like, Tucker had more drama involved with his whole I'm out of Fox News shit. I wish that there was, like, more tea like this. But Crowder is a good, second. I can accept some Crowder hate. That's fine. I'm always hating on Crowder, so anytime I get to take a chance to get in there and fuck with some Crowder, fuck around with I'm gonna buy a plow, man. I'm gonna go John Deere on that ass. Oh, here we go. Poland Springs has us. Here we go. Here's the moment. Here is the moment.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it, okay? Dear Lord, please forgive Crowder for allowing his wife to divorce him. It was the government's fault, really. He had no choice but to sin. Please don't send him to hell. Amen. Amen. For real. Thank you, Poland Springs, for that moment in chat. We are sending our prayers to Stevie Crowds, okay? I hope that I really hope that him and his wife solve their divorce amicably. I hope he gets what he wants and that she gets none of his money, and that actually she doesn't even really get to divorce him. She gets locked up in the basement, and somehow they've rewound the laws a little bit there in Texas or wherever the fuck he is. Florida. And she's actually his property now, so she can't go anywhere. Okay, Crowder got his lawyers together. Actually, he got Candace's lawyers when she sent her lawyers after him. He was like, ooh, lawyers. Because it is funny. I forgot to mention, too, before we move on, when he was talking about, when Dave Landau was talking shit about Crowder, I make that Crowder takes Candace's lawyer joke, but when Dave was leaving and in like cahoots with Crowder still or whatever, he describes in that podcast how Crowder takes Dave's agent and becomes the more important one because he makes more money. So Dave actually had an agent that worked for him for a period of time. I mean, I don't know how close they were, but he describes this guy as a motherfucker because, well, not literally describes him as a motherfucker, but in so many words, because he left Dave Landau for Crowder. See, Crowder don't give a fuck about nobody, dude. Candace might be onto something. Popping off against his Daily Wire friends, against Dave. I mean, Crowder, what the fuck's wrong with you, dude? You got some issues, bro. Anyways, Crowder issues aside, I know that Kevin gets tired of Adin, and he's expressly said it to me, so much so. I mean, I don't like Adin either. Let's be real. Adin Ross is who we're talking about. Adin's a crazy motherfucker online. This dude, I mean, anybody that makes this much money online is probably a piece of shit. Usually, when you get to that point where you're making as much money as Adin, you turn into a piece of shit. He just happens to be like red-pilled Andrew Tate, little cringe lord, but you'll get some of that from all these clips here. We've got some Adin Ross antics this week. So Kai Cenat, another big Twitch streamer that you guys have heard of, and Adin Ross, no longer on Twitch, but on Kick, they bet on a fight, okay? And the other day when they bet on this fight, whatever it was for, Adin Ross got fucked on, okay? So Kai Cenat, who you'll see here, there, and Adin, who you'll see in a little bit, bet, and it's time for Adin to pay up.
Adin, I need my money. Mr. Ross.
I need my money.
I need my 10,000, Adin.
$10,000 he bet on whatever the fuck fight this is or whatever. Okay. So, and this is kind of why I wanted to show Kevin this a little bit on the show, and we're looking at it here. Maybe Kevin will catch it, but it's a big L for Adin, because here we go on this next clip. Adin says, "Too bad, so sad. This is what happens when you dance with the devil. When you play with the wolves."
Yo, Kai, I'm scamming you. Come get your money back, blood. I don't care, bro. I'm mad as fuck. I got robbed. He didn't even really get knocked out. He just took it to you, bro. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm scamming you 100,000%. I'm not even joking, bro. You're scammed. You got scammed, bro.
You got scammed, bro. $10,000. You got scammed, bitch. I mean, $10,000 to these motherfuckers is nothing. You know, $10,000. Kai Cenat's like, whatever, you know. But Adin wasn't done with his beef here, okay? It gets juicier.
I lost over $150,000. I can't, bro. I'm about to freak out. Everyone's coming up to me like smiling and shit in my face, bro. I'm about to smack the fuck out of somebody and shoot something, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro.
So if you caught that, shoot something. I don't give a fuck, bro. I mean, this guy's fucking, I mean, obviously he's kidding around a little bit here, and he's malding after he fucking lost a bet. But again, it's just another example of like, we shouldn't let our kids watch this fucking idiot.
I said what I said, bro. I said what I said. And yeah, I get it. Oh, because you have skirt.
That's a good thing he's on kick.
You can do it. Yeah, bro. That's the truth, bro. I'm gonna freak out, bro. I'm just talking to the internet right now, bro. I'm mad as fuck. I'm super mad, bro.
I'm super mad, bro. What the fuck?
Holy shit, I'm mad.
God damn it.
Ryan, I needed you to come through for me, bro. But it's all good, man. I'm gonna make that money back to blackjack. I swear to God I am, bro.
He even says, whoever he's talking about, the boxer, Ryan, I swear to God, you needed to come through for me, but you didn't. This motherfucker right here.
So mad, bro. People are just smiling at me. I told you. Yeah, I know you told me, bro. But I have my money on Ryan. And I fucking lost. But I'm going to sleep, bro. No, I'm actually chasing. I'm gambling. I'm chasing. I'm doing that, bro. Fuck everything, bro. Fuck everyone who voted on fucking Tank.
So, you know, when it comes to these fuckers online, it's like, is this him trolling? Is he being fucking dramatic for whatever reason? I mean, yeah, probably a little bit, but it is hilarious to see him just, fuck, man, fuck, I lost, fuck. Oh, God. Adin Ross, everybody. So I hope you like that little bit. While he was there, okay, at said event or whatever, you know, getting owned like he did, he met another celebrity. A celebrity that actually has been on the show before. We've talked about Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Mark Wahlberg, okay. We talked about Mark Wahlberg before because Larry King, in his interview with Tom Segura, fumbled the Mark Wahlberg and said Mark Wahlberg, which is a great clip. Maybe we'll watch that. But here is Mark Wahlberg telling Adin, keep it up, bro.
How you doing? Adin, nice to meet you, bro. Pleasure. Fan of your work. Appreciate you, bro.
Fan of your work. Appreciate you, bro. So, just so we're clear, I guess, Mark Wahlberg is a fan of scamming assholes that talk about, that mauled and talk about killing people in Minecraft and going wild, and then spurging and freaking out and saying, oh, well, I'm going to go chase the high now. Fuck you guys. Fuck. Mark Wahlberg, big fan of Adin, big fan of his work. I love that so much. The stuff that I don't love as much, I mean, we can all have a good laugh at Adin and his scamming another rich guy. I mean, Kai and Adin can play their $10,000 bets back and forth. They know what they're getting into when they do that kind of shit. And Mark can be a fan of that too. That's fine. What we don't like here at the Clout Route and what we would call out on the regular, and what I will say is shit. Adin's been putting some kind of thumbs media, it looks like, online. They are copywriting content for fair use shit because of some of the footage that Adin used. So he's copywriting his stuff. People are using it in fair use, but he's using this thumb media company to fuck people over. Well, Tipster had it happen to him, and, you know, here you go. That's what it looks like when you get copyright struck or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Here's the little things. Tipster's pissed about it. He's telling everybody to watch out. If you watched the clips of Predator Poacher's EDP 445 bust, okay, so, which is good. You should watch that. It is funny. But he says, it appears these claims are related to a reaction done by Adin Ross to the EDP bust by the Predator Poachers. And yes, I have submitted my disputes for them. I deleted my previous tweet about this because I incorrectly assumed that it was being done by Predator Poachers. So at first, when he was getting claimed, Tipster, he thought it was Predator Poachers, but somebody tipped him off to that it was Thumb Media and Adin doing it. So Adin's getting called out here for false flagging shit, claiming shit. Can you please rectify this situation for myself and others affected, Adin Ross? He even has a clip where somehow this image proves it. I don't know really why this proves that Adin knows about it, but there's a link there. Ultimately, Tipster got released, okay? So, you know, not good that Adin has Thumb Media claiming shit for him in the first place, but Tipster got released. Now, I don't know if the same thing happened for our boy here. You guys will get a good laugh at this. Def Noodles. Adin, are you really going to be a little bitch and copy strike every YouTuber who reacted to your cringe meltdowns? Here you go. There's one. And there's another. Now, I don't see him reply to this at all. There's nothing at the top here, so I'm assuming that Def Noodles is probably still claimed, which is, sorry, bro, R.I.P. That shit sucks, and yeah, Adin shouldn't be getting away with that. I mean, he can do all of his degenerate shit with his money all he wants, but when he fucks people over, I mean, we're talking about Tipster. I don't want Tipster getting fucked. And then we're talking about Def, he might come on my show for interviews, doing workouts or whatever, and not appear on camera, which is fine. I would never want him getting claimed for shit and getting his money stolen like that or taken away like that. And I especially wouldn't want it for creators like this, Internet Anarchist. Now, I don't know who this is exactly, 200K on YouTube. I just lost $8,000 from Adin Ross false claiming my video about the Penguin Z Sneeko situation. Fuck you, Adin Ross. Now, this is an even different claim and situation than what Def and Tipster were even talking about. So, Adin has this company going wild and claiming like everything, hardcore, which isn't good. I mean, you know, I see people left and right in commentary get called out all the time for inappropriate flagging and shit. Look, dude, people are going to talk shit about you online. You can't flag people for that. You know, people are going to watch your shit. It doesn't matter, you know. The tools are there for a reason. I get it, you know, but I think people take the fucking copyright shit on YouTube to an extreme. It's wild. And it's definitely abused by people like fucking Adin Ross. I mean, especially in this specific instance, like their videos were all in fair use. Now, you can go make that distinction yourself if you want to. I'm taking them by their word. And, you know, most of the time, if you're going to bring it to the table that, oh, I'm getting false striked for this or struck, whatever, then you better have the receipts. Like, you better not be actually stealing their content, which most of the time, I think in most of these situations is for sure they're not. I mean, Tipster, I doubt, would come out and say all this shit without having a legitimate case there. But Adin doing this shit is pretty unacceptable too. So not only a degenerate, but going online and striking people's shit and making people lose a lot of money. It's pretty fucked up. Adin, you need to get the fuck off, okay? You need to log off for a little bit. You need to maybe shave your head again, shave your whole body, naked mole rat style, and just meditate. I think you'll come back a better person. Let's look at chat and let's get the fug on out of here, okay? Because we've been here for a long one today. I don't usually go this long. I feel like I'm saying that every week now, so it is what it is. Let's see. Do you work for Danny? Pullen says. And the only capacity you could consider Kevin working for me in is that he is on the Clout route. I guess he works for me, but it's more like a partnership and not a work for me. But, you know, I know Pullen likes to get me on technicalities there. Let's see. Only on Sunday and Tuesday is Kevin working for me. Okay, so there you go. I think Danny's business is fake. So there you go. You heard it first. Pullen says, my business is fake. Did I ever even say I had a business? What business? I said I was self-employed. I don't know if that means I have a business. I guess. Yeah, okay. Again, Poland Springs catching me on technicalities here. Remember, it's the t-shirt printing. I'm in the t-shirt printing biz, obviously. It's the printing biz, obviously. I printed off my Bob Ross back there. I printed off a t-shirt up here. I'm a t-shirt printer. You caught me, okay? That's why I like Teddy Fresh so much, because it looks like the same kind of product that I make. Just printed off bullshit, unoriginal. Let's see. Dastardly Dan. I mean, that's my nickname. No, my nickname growing up, Dirty Dan. It originates from Dirty Dan and the Gay Brigade. That's what one of my buddies told me and my friends were. Dirty Dan and the Gay Brigade. So if that gives you a little insight to my life, there you go. All this Crowder shit. Yeah, fuck Crowder and rip Jerry Springer again. I know we're at the end here. Rumors was it was pancreatic cancer that was diagnosed a few months ago. He was 79. Former mayor of Cincinnati. Yes, I knew that. Rest in peace, my friend. Jerry Springer. If anyone is looking for a host to pick up the show, hey, me and Kevin are available. Ohio natives. I'm sure he would be fond of that. Rest in peace, my friend. Jerry Springer, my friend. My parasocial friend. That accent was a little racist, Danny. She doesn't talk like that. Yeah, I already read that. I shouldn't have read that twice. I code switched for a second. I'm not good. It's not good. I shouldn't do that. I don't know. Sometimes Candace brings it out of me. It's like, I feel like she shouldn't talk the way she does, but she's allowed to do what she wants. Maybe she's transracial. Maybe I'm transracial. You never know. Crowder was just trying to line up a second wife. Yeah, I read that. Thank you, Poland, for that. Do you think Crowder does a black accent when hitting on Candace? Of course. We read that. I'll pray for the bald spots, Pest says. On Candace Owens' head? I hope not. That poor lady has enough problems. God willing, she won't be able to afford her lifestyle in this divorce and will be forced to stay with him. God is always in control. His will be done. I mean, yeah, we only hope for Steven Crowder's sake that his wife leaves, takes half of the money, spends it, and then says, man, I really made a mistake. Please take me back, baby. I have kids with you. And then Crowder's like, okay. And she just got to go on like a fucking 50 million bender, you know? Good for her. I hope that happens. Aiden Ross is biracial. Devin Perry says just bi. I mean, I cannot confirm nor deny that. Bob is looking for clout. I mean, yeah, that's why he shares anything like this. Bob's losing his YouTube channel. Bob losing his YouTube channel would be best for his wife, Pest says. Yeah, I might have to agree with that. Oh, goodness gracious. And then Pest says, no, Bob would come out and say something without having any evidence. So, Don't take my word for it. Go watch Tipster's video where he says Adin was copyright striking his shit, and you be the judge on whether he was in fair use or not. I won't speak for him. That's just what he said, okay? Kevin works for me on Clout Route. Poland is correct here. Self-employed means you're either A, unemployed, or B, have a business. Which is it, Danny? Well, what if I'm freelance, Poland? I mean, that's what I think you need to think about. What if I'm freelance worker, okay? You don't have all the answers. You don't have all the fucking answers, okay?
Wet ass P
Joe Biden, wake up.
So, when you get the answers, come back to me, okay? Are you trying to commit tax evasion? Yeah, I get paid under the table for everything. And Carla says, great show, Danny. That's where I will end it. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. 2 hours, practically, of madness. Oh, my God. If you aren't sick to your stomach of Crowder yet, or Candace, or Adin, or whatever, I'm sure we'll be back Sunday to talk more about some of these dumbasses, whether it be Deaf Noodles, Tipster, a Mark Wahlberg, an Adin, a fucking Candace, a fucking Steven, a fucking Dave Landau, don't forget. Carla, Poland, Pest, Devin, Kevin, Andy, Doggo, VW, and anyone else that I missed. I don't think I missed anyone else. You know, all the peeps. All the peeps that decide to show up and watch me talk shit about Stevie Crowds and his poor divorce and all the sad things happened to him. Thank you so much for showing up. I love y'all. Love doing it.